Once upon a time, on a peaceful little farm surrounded by golden fields and tall shady trees, lived a young, curious hen named Henny. Henny wasn't like the other hens. While the others clucked and scratched the ground all day, Henny liked to explore. She would hop over fences, peek inside the barn, and even stare up at the sky, wondering what was beyond the clouds. One sunny afternoon, while everyone else was napping under the big fig tree, Henny noticed something shiny near the scarecrow. She waddled over and gasped, "Oh, what's this?" She whispered. It was a scarf, silky, bright blue, with golden stars embroidered all over it. It shimmered in the sunlight like magic. Henny gently wrapped it around her little head and looked into the water trough to see her reflection. "I look different," she clucked, tilting her head. "Special." She fluffed her feathers and proudly walked around the farm with the scarf on her head. But soon, the other animals began to notice. Daisy the duck waddled over and giggled. "What's with the cloth on your head, Henny? Trying to be a queen?" Gus the goat laughed. "Are you going to a fashion show?" Buzz the bee buzzed past and muttered, "Weird." Henny's wings drooped. "Maybe I should take it off." But just then, a soft voice spoke behind her. "I think you look lovely, Henny." It was Molly the cow. She wore a crown of daisies and always spoke with a kind, calm voice. Henny looked up. "Really? You don't think it looks silly?" Molly smiled warmly. "No, not at all. In fact, what you're wearing reminds me of something very special." "What is it?" Henny asked, perking up. "In our beautiful faith, Islam, there's something called modesty. It's about being respectful, kind, and dressing in a way that shows dignity." "That scarf. It looks like it helps you feel that way." "Really?" Henny blinked. "So it's not just for looks?" Molly shook her head. "It's much more than that. Modesty is also how we speak, how we treat others, and how we stay true to what is right, even if others don't understand." Henny looked at her scarf again. It didn't feel silly anymore. It felt important. Just then, Ricky the rooster strutted over. He was always loud and proud. "What's this I hear about headscarves on my farm?" he asked, raising a feathered eyebrow. Molly looked at him with her calm eyes. "Ricky, Henny found something that makes her feel confident and kind." "There's nothing wrong with that." Ricky scratched his feathers. Well, I suppose it shines nicely in the sun." And off he went, still clucking to himself. From that day on, Henny kept wearing the scarf. Not every animal liked it, and not everyone understood, but something inside her began to change. She stopped gossiping with the geese. She helped tiny chicks cross muddy puddles. She forgave Squeaky the squirrel when he threw an acorn at her by mistake. Little by little, the animals started to notice. "Henny's so polite now," said Gus the goat. "She always says salam." Added Daisy the duck. "She doesn't shout or argue anymore," Buzz the bee whispered. One early morning, as the farm was just waking up and the sun painted the sky orange, Henny stood by the pond and whispered a quiet prayer. "Dear Allah, thank you for this scarf. Thank you for teaching me about being modest and kind. Please help me grow stronger in my heart." Suddenly, she heard soft footsteps in the grass. It was Lily, the farmer's daughter, running toward her. "Oh, my scarf!" Lily cried as she saw it on Henny's head. "I've been looking everywhere for it." Henny looked up, a little sad. Slowly, she unwrapped the scarf from her head and gently gave it to Lily. Lily knelt down beside her. "Thank you, little hen. You took such good care of it." She paused for a moment, then smiled brightly. Wait here. Lily reached into her basket and pulled out a smaller scarf, just Henny's size, in soft yellow with tiny white daisies. For you, Lily said softly. Because you looked so beautiful in the other one, and I think this one belongs to you now. Henny's feathers puffed up with happiness. Bok bok, thank you. From that day on, Henny wore her special scarf proudly, not to impress others, but because it reminded her of something deeper: modesty, kindness, confidence. She still explored. She still asked questions. She was still the same curious Henny, but now, she was also brave, gentle, and wise. One sunny day, a little chick waddled up to her and asked, "Henny auntie, why do you wear that scarf?" Henny smiled and said, "Because it helps me remember who I want to be." And so, Henny the Hijabi Hen lived happily on the farm, not because she looked different, but because she chose to be kind, confident, and true to her heart. The end. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you soon inshallah. Allah Hafiz.